Thank you guys so much for being with us today. I'm sure that we're going to get some really good insight into the Student Disciplinary Advisory Panel and the Constitutional Tribunal. So let's start with the responsibilities of the two groups. So the SDAP, what are your responsibilities?
So the SDAP has consult hours at Roosmarijn, and what we do during those consult hours is we have students come in and they tell us of any transgressions they may have committed having to do with campus, so anything that transgresses the code of conduct. And we then explain to them what they may expect from the university side, and we explain the whole disciplinary procedure to them.
And from the Constitutional Tribunal side, basically we are a student court. There are various student courts around other universities in South Africa, and we're basically the custodian of the Constitution for student governance, here to protect and ensure the enhancement of student rights and on all UP campuses. And we basically do that through maybe adjudications, mediations, giving advisory opinions to students regarding the CSG, and even sitting on the disciplinary hearing for students at the University of Pretoria.
Okay, and apart from that, you also oversee SRC elections and those sort of things. So you're very involved.
Yes, we are very involved, and we also chair the student forum, which is a meeting of students that's set up for the purpose of holding the SRC accountable to their plan of action for the year. Yeah.
Okay. And the Constitutional Tribunal has evolved quite a lot within the past few years. I mean, it used to be the student court, right?
Yes.
And you've also changed your jurisdiction a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So what do you foresee happening in 2019? I mean, big changes, what are you trying to improve on?
So right now where we are is that we fulfill a lot of functions that a conventional court, outside of what a conventional court would fulfill. So we not only give judgments, we give like advisory opinions, sitting in hearings and etc. And I think this year we are planning to, entrench that which we do on all UP campuses. That's why we have activations at the Groenkloof campus, at the Princehof campus, on Sdap, even on Hatfield. So we're basically trying to get our name out there and let students know about us and the services that we provide and how we can assist students in protecting rights, because I think we're there and it's well established. The only thing is that students don't really know, so they don't really come as much as they should. But they will raise certain issues here and there, but they just don't know the right channels and etc. So our focus this is really, branching out and letting students know this is who we are, this is here we are. And,
So if I as a student feel in any way that the university or someone has transgressed me, and I need advice on that, then would I come to you for that sort of thing?
So you basically go on our website and you get all the forms that you need to fill out to approach us. So you would need to approach us for an advisory opinion, and a judge would be appointed to deal with your case, and they would advise you accordingly based on your guaranteed rights in terms of the Constitution for student governance. And then we take it from there. So sometimes it might have to be an adjudication, sometimes it might have to be a mediation, sometimes we might refer you to the relevant person who might be able to help you for your particular case, and it might be the SDAP sometimes. So that's basically how the process goes on generally.
And then, so obviously your societies or committees work alongside each other quite strongly. So how does that happen? How do you guys work alongside each other?
When we have students that come to us that have trouble with each other, not necessarily with the university, we would refer them to the Constitutional Tribunal. If they also have problems with the university, in other words, they transgress the code of conduct in some way, then we will also explain the disciplinary procedure to them. And it's also important to remember that we can't give legal advice. We're not attorneys, we're law students. So we give strictly procedural advice on what they can expect, what their options are, and what rights they have. and what evidence they can also bring to the disciplinary committee and the appeals committee. And then the Constitutional Tribunal actually sits in on the appeals committee, the disciplinary committee.
So then, for joining the SDAP and the Constitutional Tribunal, you need to be a law student, obviously.
Yeah.
What year do you need to be in to join?
For the SDAP, it is if you've completed your BCom or your BA, you'll have to be in your first or second year of LLB after that.
Okay.
And if you're an LLB student, straight LLB, you can apply from your third year.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the same.
And I mean, would you recommend joining for law students? Do you think it helps with that practical experience?
Yes, definitely. I think so. I mean, on both ends, I think with the SDAP, it really helps you understand procedure and how to guide people through the correct path in disciplinary hearings and disciplinary procedures. And obviously that can help even when you go into practice in understanding the various procedural aspects that you have to understand when you guide people through certain processes. And for the Constitutional Tribunal, I think, for you to be able to write down a legal opinion or give a binding judgment, that's going to take a while. You know, it's a very good lesson to learn, but for you to actually do it in practice, it's going to take a while. You have to maybe practice for maybe 5 years for you to be trusted with that responsibility. So being able to do it on a student level is really very, very good experience.
Yeah.
And it's totally worth it for law students to join. And what I like about what we even do with some of our projects, our public projects, is that even other students can get involved by, for example, coming to student forums, if we chair student forums, and attending adjudications where we read out judgments which are open to the public.
And from our side, obviously we have consultations with students. So as an attorney or as a legal practitioner, you will deal with clients quite often.
Yeah.
So this kind of introduces us to how you carry yourself during a formal consultation, what to say, what not to say, and so forth.
And final comments from either of you guys? Little bits of information that you would like, especially the first years, to know?
I think from the Constitutional Tribunal side, we would really encourage first years not to hold back in engaging in matters of student governance, and also engaging the Constitutional Tribunal in order to understand how student governance student governance at the University of Pretoria functions, and how to interpret and understand student rights.
I would like first year students just to know that our offices are in Roosmaryn at room 224. And we can help students that haven't been charged with any misconduct as well, because we can just help them by explaining the disciplinary procedures here at the university, and even explain the code of conduct, just so that they know what to look forward to in their years at the university.
Great, thank you so much for coming here today and chatting to us, and I found it really informative, and good luck for your year.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you for having me.